Hello everybody, this time without the moving hands. That really looked weird. But yeah, you know I'm made by AI, so it's not supposed to look too real. The day before yesterday, Donald Trump shared an AI photo of himself as Jesus, a doctor. Yesterday he spoke with Maria Bartiromo. Donald Trump talked about his favorite subject. I think you already know what that was about. I'll read it out. Well, I just left with Mike Johnson and some great people, some great congressmen and women, and in the Oval Office. I think we're going to do good. Now, with that being said, when somebody gets elected president, that party always loses the midterms. I don't know why. Nobody can explain it. I asked people that are deep into the psychological world. I said, why is it that a voter votes for the opposite party, even when you have a good president? I think I had the greatest year, the greatest opening year. I've read the greatest. Look, I ended 8 wars, a 9th is coming, but I ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever ended 1 war. Who's ended one? Nobody. I ended 8. We have the biggest tax cuts ever. We have the biggest regulation cuts ever. The greatest economy ever, pretty much including the fact that I took a detour into Iran in order to stop something that could have destroyed the world, right? But even when you have a great president, they tend to lose the midterms. It doesn't make sense to me, so we're going to try turning it around. You know, in 50 years, I guess the president, the party with the president, has won twice. Why that happens, I don't know. We are really working hard to turn that around. We've had the greatest year in the history of the presidency, first year, and we should be given credit. Look at the border. So, we had a border that was an open sieve. You covered it better than anybody. I should get credit. Yeah, I think we should. Well, I think we have to bring it back to talk. We don't need help on the border. But you know, I built over 1,000 miles of wall. We have to talk about it because we should be given credit for having taken this disaster, where people were criminals, were coming in from all over the world and pouring into our country. The worst thing. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. It was like an invasion. And we should be given, Maria, credit for it. So, I'm going to be talking about it. But I'm also going to be talking about we gave the voters the biggest tax cut in history, the biggest regulation cuts in history, the best economy in history. And now what we're doing is we took this path, we knocked the hell out of Iran, we stopped them from having. They're not going to have a nuclear weapon regardless. By the way, I could leave tomorrow. They would never be able to have a nuclear weapon. For years they wouldn't, because their country is devastated. They don't have a navy, they don't have an air force, they don't have an aeroplane. They're all gone, and the press does it write about it. The New York Times, you'd think. If you read the New York Times, this fake, horrible newspaper, you would think they're doing well in the war. They have nothing left. They're going to make a deal. We'll see what happens. We have to explain to the voters, so importantly, the great job that we've done. Because there's no reason why the Republicans should be losing. These people, they'll open up the borders again. They'll have transgender for everybody. They'll have men in women's sports. They'll end no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our seniors. They'll end it all. And if people hear that, I don't see how we lose the election. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Will you let me know what you think about his achievements in the first year? I'll see you soon. Bye!